d5 establishes a presence in the center, controls the e4 square, and opens up the light-squared bishop. The queen's gambit offers up a wing pawn to attack the center and distract black from the e4 square. In the Slav defense, c6 supports the d5 pawn. Knight f3 controls the e5 square and protects the d4 pawn. Knight f6 develops the knight toward the center, adds support to the d5 pawn, and controls the e4 square. e3 supports the d4 pawn and allows the light-squared bishop and queen to develop. Bishop g4 develops the bishop and pins the knight to the queen. This kicks a bishop. This moves the bishop to safety. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recaptures. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This kicks a bishop. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. Very precise. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This forces the opponent to double pawns. Takes back. This overlooks an opportunity to attack a pawn chain. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. This attacks black's pawn chain. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. Out comes the bishop and into the battle. This blocks the check from an opposing bishop. This is the strongest option. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. Both kings are castled and ready for the middle game. This moves the pawn to safety. This is an equal trade. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A solid choice. This offers an equal trade of pieces. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This misses a better way to develop a queen off its starting square. This misses a better way to connect rooks. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. Black activates the last piece, bringing all pieces into play. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. A very strong play. This move puts the pawn on a safer square. This threatens to win a bishop through a fork. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Recaptures. This moves the knight to safety. This steps away from the checking knight. This takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook. This moves the bishop to safety. Right on target. This moves the pawn to safety. That's fine. White's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. This wins a tempo by threatening a bishop and forcing it to move away. This attacks a rook, winning a tempo when it moves away. This move puts the rook on a safer square. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This threatens to tactically win a knight. This attacks a bishop, winning a tempo when it moves away. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. One of the best moves. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This threatens to capture a knight and win material after the follow-on trades. This threatens to win material through a tactic. This is an equal trade. Takes back. Right on target. A solid choice. A very strong play. This is a fair move. This overlooks a better way to move a bishop to safety. This activates the king in the endgame by getting it off of the back rank. This threatens to force isolated doubled pawns. This is the only good move. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recaptures. One of the best moves. A solid choice. There were worse moves, but also something much better. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. Black has a backward pawn, which can be a weakness. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. That's fine. A very strong play. The knight finds a new active square. The bishop now occupies a secure outpost. This steps away from the checking bishop. One of the best moves. Right on target. Very precise. A solid choice. A very strong play. This is a fair move. One of the best moves. A solid choice. The game is still close to equal, but white lost their advantage. This is the only move that works. This steps away from the checking knight. Putting the piece on a blockade square. This is the only good move. This evades the check from the knight. This is the only move that works. This is the only good move. This steps away from the checking knight. This makes a passed pawn. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This blocks white's pawn. That was a free pawn. A very strong play. This evades the check from the knight. This is the strongest option. This is the only move that works. This defends the attacked pawn. Right on target. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This is the only good move. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. The game was close to equal, but now white has the advantage. White's bishop has moved to a square with greater activity and control. Black can win a bishop using a fork with the right follow-up. This threatens to win a knight through a fork. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. Black can win a bishop using a fork with the right follow-up. This makes a passed pawn. Black will be winning a bishop with that fork. Ignoring the threat on the bishop, a difficult move to see. That was a free bishop. This is the only move that works. This defends the attacked knight. This overlooks an opportunity to eventually win a knight. This move puts the pawn on a safer square. One of the best moves. This is the only good move, putting the piece on a blockade square. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. This permits the opponent to eventually win a knight. Now black can't stop white from winning a knight if they make the right moves. This is not the right idea. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. Very precise. This is the only good move. This steps away from the checking knight. This loses a knight, but the position was losing no matter what. White will be winning a knight with that fork. This move puts the knight on a safer square. That was a free knight. Pushing a passed pawn. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This blocks white's pawn. A solid choice.